It was followed by the photo section, after which Acting Prime Minister, Secretary 1 of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thein Sein, and Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, Mr. Ratnasiri Wickrama Manaraga, exchanged commemorative gifts. The meeting then ended. The State Peace and Development Council, Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Services, Senior General Tan Shui, welcomed Acting Prime Minister, Secretary 1 of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thein Sein and wife, Dr. Kim Win, who have paid a goodwill visit at the invitation of Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Ratnasiri Wickrama Manaraga, at Naypyidaw Airport Wednesday. Also present were Vice Chairman of the State Peace and Development Council, Deputy Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Services and Commander-in-Chief Army, Vice Senior General Mao and wife Domyanya San, Member of the State Peace and Development Council, General Tura Shriman, Members of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Jawin, Lieutenant General Maumbo, Lieutenant General Dihadura Aumyu, and Lieutenant General Deng, Commander-in-Chief Navy, Vice Admiral Sotain, Commander-in-Chief Air, Lieutenant General Nyahe, Chief of Military Affairs Security, Lieutenant General Jemi and their wives, Commander of Naypyidaw Command, Major General Wilwin, Director General at the State Peace and Development Council Office, Colonel Chachawin, and Departmental Heads. Together with Acting Prime Minister, Secretary 1 of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thein Sein and wife, members of Myanmar Goodwill Delegation, Minister for Foreign Affairs Unyanwin and wife, Minister for Agriculture and Irrigation, Major General Theu, Minister for Commerce, Brigadier General Denai Thein, Minister for Transport, Major General Thein Sui, Minister for Religious Affairs, Brigadier General Tura Myanmar, Minister for Forestry, Brigadier General Thein Aung, Director General at the Government's Office, Colonel Tan Shen, and officials arrived back in Naypyidaw. Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Ratnasiri Wickrama Manaraga, hosted a state banquet to Acting Prime Minister and Secretary 1 of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thein Sein, at Taj Samudra Hotel in Colombo on 27th August. Also present were Dr. Kim Win, wife of Acting Prime Minister Lieutenant General Thein Sein, Minister for Foreign Affairs Unyanwin and wife, Minister for Agriculture and Irrigation Major General Theu, Minister for Commerce Brigadier General Denai Thein, Minister for Transport Major General Thein Sui, Minister for Religious Affairs Brigadier General Tura Myanmar, Minister for Forestry Brigadier General Thein Aung, Myanmar Ambassador to Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka Utin Ulwe, Director General at Government's Office, Colonel Tan Shen, and Departmental Heads, Chairman of UMFCCI, women and private entrepreneurs. Similarly, together with Sri Lanka Prime Minister Mr. Ratnasiri Wickrama Manaraga and wife were Sri Lanka Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Agriculture Development and Agrarian Services, Minister of Trade, Marketing, Development, Cooperative and Consumer Services, Minister of Irrigation and Water Management, Minister of Transport, Minister of Religious Affairs, Minister of Environment and Natural Resources, and Sri Lanka Ambassador to the Union of Myanmar, Mr. Samaran Sikara, and high-ranking officials. At the dinner, national anthems of both countries were played. First, Prime Minister of Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Ratnasiri Wickrama Manaraga, extended greetings and wished for perpetuation of existing friendship between the two countries. In return, Acting Prime Minister, Secretary 1 Lieutenant General Thein Sein extended greetings and wished for further strengthening friendly ties and mutual cooperation. During the dinner, entertainment programs of Sri Lanka traditional songs and dances were performed. The visiting Goodwill Myanmar delegation, led by Acting Prime Minister of the Union of Myanmar and Secretary One of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thainse and wife Dr. Khin Win, accompanied by Sri Lanka Minister of Culture, Mr. Mahinda Yapa Abiwadina, and wife, Sri Lanka Ambassador to the Union of Myanmar, Mr. Samara Sikara, and wife, and officials arrived in Kandy via Colombo on 28 August. They were welcomed by Central Province Chief Minister, Mr. Tikiri Kobikudua, and Province Governor, Mr. Sarath Ikanayaki, and officials. In the afternoon, Acting Prime Minister of the Union of Myanmar and Secretary One of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thainse, paid a courtesy call to President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, at the Temple Tree of President's Residence in Kandy. The Acting Prime Minister was accompanied by the ministers, Myanmar Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Utin Unlwe, and departmental heads. The President of Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka was accompanied by Prime Minister Mr. Ratnasiri Wickramanayake, the ministers, Sri Lankan Ambassador to Myanmar, and high-ranking officials. President of Sri Lanka, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, expressed his satisfaction on promoting friendly ties along with exchange visits of high-level officials between the two countries. Next, Acting Prime Minister, Secretary One, Lieutenant General Thainse, explained that the purpose of his goodwill visit is to attend the Holy Tooth Relics conveying ceremony in Kandy, so also to boost cooperation and further strengthen friendly ties between the two countries in accord with the adoption of Joint Commission meeting. He also expressed his understanding on internal problems and terrorist acts in Sri Lanka. After the independence in Myanmar, there were 18 armed groups under the guise of different ideologies and nationalist causes. After that, Acting Prime Minister and Secretary One, Lieutenant General Thainse, and President of Sri Lanka, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, exchanged commemorative gifts. Consequently, the Acting Prime Minister's wife, Dr. Khin Win, also paid a courtesy call to the Sri Lanka President's wife, Madam Rajapaksa, on separate occasions. They met in friendly atmosphere and then exchanged commemorative gifts. Acting Prime Minister of the Union of Myanmar and Secretary One of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thainse, received Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Rohita Bogolagamar, at Trans-Asia Hotel in Colombo on 27 August. Also present were Minister for Foreign Affairs U Nyan Win, Myanmar Ambassador to Sri Lanka Utin Unlwe, Director General of the Protocol Department U Jojo, and Director General of the Political Affairs Department U Phitan U. The visiting Myanmar Goodwill delegation, led by Acting Prime Minister and Secretary One of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thainse and wife Dr. Khin Win, accompanied by Sri Lankan Minister for Culture, Mr. Mahinda Yapa Abiwadina, and wife, and Sri Lankan Ambassador to Myanmar, Mr. Samara Sikara, and wife arrived Anuradhapura Ancient Cultural Region via Kandy on 29 August. Chief Minister Bhatti Primala Disanayake of North Central Province and officials welcomed them.